Hey yo, this is a Tuesday toy photography tutorial, and today we are talking poses. This will be an intro into posing for toy photography. I feel like I still have a lot to learn when it comes to posing, but I know I at least have some basics that I want to share. So that's why I'm calling this an intro. At a very simple level, posing should be able to help tell the subject's story. Whether they're fighting or just standing there, pose with purpose. Some of the most popular poses are gonna be running or walking. I've seen a lot of people share this image before. It's very basic, but really important. When walking or running, almost all the time, when you step with your left leg, your right hand is extending forward and your left hand is back. And then your torso also kind of turns a little bit, depending on how fast you're going. This is how you should aim to pose your figures when walking or running. Yes, there might be exceptions, but start with this, practice the basics, and then break the rules. So let's look at my recent commando shot. If I posed him just standing there like this, would that work? Maybe, but to me, it looks kind of plain and boring, and there really isn't much of a story. So now I'm gonna move him around a little. I'm not going for anything crazy big or action-y. So this is a very simple aiming, walking with gun pose. To me, it's so much more powerful than him just standing there. Now that we got that basic form down, how do we get more poses? Steal them. A cool quote that people say is by Pablo Picasso is, "Good artists borrow, great artists steal." All of your favorite artists are inspired by someone or something, and they grab ideas from other artists. Obviously not screenshotting and posting as your own. That's 100% stealing. This can be done with lighting and color, and look at them and see what you like about them and then try to do that. So whether it's different colors, dio, or in this case, the posing. So go through other toy photographers' photos and see different poses that you like. Doesn't matter what the shot is, make your stormtrooper look like that. Pose the stormtrooper like that. And then you shoot it. Because it's also about learning the camera angles, like seeing how they shot it. Was it a low angle? Was it a high angle? Was it straight on? What direction is the figure going? You can even change one thing about the pose, and now it's your pose. That's your pose. Or even if the angle's different, it's your pose now. So once again, it's all about practicing and experimenting with different techniques. I know what you're thinking now is, so we could only look at other photographers' work for poses? And I'm glad you asked. And the answer is no. Some other places that I get ideas for poses are from movies and shows. When there's a fight scene or a shot that the pose is really cool, pause it, get your phone out, take a picture, go get your figure, and pose it. Other really good places to get ideas from is Googling fan art or concept art. It could be about anything. If you want a lightsaber battle, but you're like, I want it in ninja anime style, then just look up ninja anime style, see how they pose, and I mean, chances are you can't pose like them, but just try it. You put your Star Wars lightsaber into that anime style, or you try your best. There's so many good artists out there. Get inspired. Even like I'm doing now, I've acted out stuff to try to figure out like, oh, how would I hold this, or how would I aim this, or whatever, and try to like feel like how the pose should look as far as like being realistic to an extent. Not that I'm a sword master. One other way that I haven't done yet, because I don't really have any, is use comic books. Like here's an awesome fight scene with Batman, and you're like, I really like the way they show him punching like this. So boom, do your figure like that. That's your shot. One last point is that all figures are not created equally, especially when it comes to posing and articulation. I did a shot with a handful of these Yoshi the other day, but when I opened them up, I realized their legs can't move. So they're not gonna be able to do like a good running pose. So I had to mix it up. And looking at some of the higher end figures like Mafex or SH Figure Arts, they have a lot more, mostly, articulation than like Black Series or Marvel Legends. But if you see a shot that has a Mafex figure and you're like, oh, I like that, but I don't have that figure, it doesn't matter. Still try it. Still see like how close can you get. Maybe you can customize your figure to make him move a little more, but still experiment and try that pose. You'd definitely be surprised what you can do with your figures. So homework this week, if you can't figure out a good pose, steal this commando pose and mess around with it with different figures. It's pretty basic and universal. It doesn't have to be a trooper, it could be anything. And if you post something with it, tag me in your work on TikTok or Instagram. I always like checking out others' work, and it's extra cool knowing that I'm helping you. Go create and inspire, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.